right, so now that we investigated the model fit and we are pretty much satisfied with this maximum performance that we got here with the model fit, 0.8 for, usually we are more concerned with the adjusted because it's adjusted to the number of items, but this is also approaching the 0.8 somehow. And we also look into the RMR, but we also looked into the standard RMR in the previous video, and we got it to be below 0.8. This is below 3. And the RMC is very important. It should be ideally below 0.6, or 0.8 is also acceptable along with its high end. The P-close is supposed to be higher than 0.05. So that is something here. In any case, let's proceed for now. We can improve this model fit, and we can improve also the hypothesis to be significant if we improve the data collection, so we collect more data also. So over here, as you can see, all the hypotheses are significant. Ideally, my student will write a hypothesis that brand fit has a positive impact on purchase intention. A brand fit has positive impact on content credibility. Brand fit has positive impact on source influence. A brand fit has positive influence maybe on parasocial. If you don't find anything in the literature about it, keep it for the rival model and investigate it if it's possible. And I don't think we found anything on the literature between brand fit and parasocial as of yet. And then you are going to say content value now has a positive effect on the parasocial. And I explained all these constructs in the previous video. Then we're going to say another hypothesis, content value has positive effect on the purchase intention. Then you say source influence has positive effect on parasocial. Then you say source influence has positive effect on purchase intention. So now you are measuring or investigating your research question is about the brand fit role on the purchase intention. This is the main question maybe of the research. And then you have a certain and also through the presence, within the presence of the parasocial relationships. So this is the main research question, how brand fit is affecting the credibility of social media influencers, or how the credibility of social media influencers is affecting the purchase intention of their audience. And we're talking about the role of brand fit in the presence of the parasocial relationships on such a relationship. Okay, so now let me just make these okay. All right, so now these are 1, 2, 3 hypotheses, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we have a total of 8 hypotheses. These hypotheses over here, for example, these are not hypotheses. These are from the literature that this is conceptualized through this and this. This is conceptualized through this and this. So when you're writing your chapter, the first section of your chapter will be theoretical background. In the theoretical background, you will talk about this measured by these, this measured by these, and you're going to talk about that. That's it. In the second section, you're going to talk about hypotheses and theoretical framework development. You're going to talk about this and in relation of this. So you're going to talk about the brand fit, and you're going to talk about the brand fit and credibility in general. Or if you found literature specifically about the brand fit and content value, brand fit and source influence. If you can't, you just talk about the brand fit and credibility in general, because in the previous section, you also got to talk about how credibility in general is measured by these 2 dimensions. So then you're going to talk about the brand fit and credibility, and then point out that credibility is measured by this and this, and then write these 2 hypotheses. Then talk about the brand fit and purchase intention, and also write this hypothesis, right? Specify this hypothesis. The same applies. You already talked about credibility in the previous section, so just find another pieces of literature that talks about credibility, either content value in specific and source influence in specific, and you will find something like that in the literature, and its impact on purchase intention, and then write the two hypotheses. And then also find that last piece of the literature that talks about parasocial and purchase intention, and then write the hypotheses. All right, so having all this done, let's now run the model and see the relationships. All right, this is nice loading, very nice loading here. Also a nice loading, but it means nothing if the loading is not significant. But it is a loading here. So I'm gonna put these here closer. So these are really nice. This is not very nice. Let's check the significance of it. This is not nice because the relationship is in the negative. This is very low loading. So I believe that this might not be significant from experience, and this might not be significant. I also from experience see that this loading is so small, so this might not be significant. Here I hope that this is significant. So this is very important that this is significant, and at least this or this be significant, so that we can have a model that is connected. So maybe this is not significant, unfortunately, and not this as well. So we might need to investigate now the significance. Let's take a look together. So these are the estimates here, and these are the scalars, and this is the standardized regressions. We're using Bootstrap, of course, because our data is not normal. And over here we find out that this is not significant, which is content over parasocial. Can we make you a little smaller? So content value, which is this over here, on parasocial is not significant. As I told you, it looks very small. Maybe if we collect more data, then this might improve, maybe. Also, as you can see here, we have this relationship not significant because it's above 0.05. And this is parasocial on purchase intention. And this is really saddening. However, you will see that if you get rid of, for example, this one, the content value on parasocial, because this is less important to me. More importantly, these parasocial on purchase intention, brand fit on purchase intention, and of course this on purchase intention and this on purchase intention if possible. So this is probably not that important for now. So I'm gonna start looking at the model again by getting rid of this. So hopefully it will be supported. Ideally, they should be supported even if this is not significant. So that means the model is stable. You got me. So as a researcher, you will be happy if this is not significant, but everything else is significant and supported. You are less happier if your model is less stable and you have to delete certain relationships so that you can get some hypotheses to render significant. But as a master's student, of course, it's you have limited time to review the literature and limited time to collect data. So that's all right. So now let's take a look at what happens to parasocial over purchase intention, which is here. It is now significant. You see that? So now it is significant. So keep this in mind when you're looking at your hypotheses. Brand fit over purchase intention, it's insignificant, but this is a very important relationship that I am not ready to sacrifice as of yet. So I'm going to take a look at other relationships that are insignificant. For example, content value on purchase intention, it's even in the negative. So it's definitely something that I don't want. So it can't be that content value is negatively affecting the purchase intention. So this means that I have really major issues, and these major issues has to do with the outliers. It's definitely I have outliers that I need to get rid of that are affecting the direction of the relationship, as you can see here. And of course, I do have definitely a very smaller data set to what I really need to get the model to be as stable as possible. So these are the signs that tells you that you probably have outliers in the data set. So this is what happens if you don't clean very well. And if you clean very well, sometimes it doesn't give you very good model fit because you are getting rid of certain data points and this affecting the ratio that I just talked about. All right, so over here now, everything is still nicely, brand fit on purchase intention is still not significant. And I have source influence on purchase intention also here. So I probably need to, and it's really small. So it is too big trouble that the loading itself is so small and it's insignificant as well. So I'm just gonna, so this is how you sacrifice first the relationships. First of all, it's based on your research question. Second, if the loading is so small and it is insignificant, then these are given more priorities. The biggest priority is given to these loadings that regardless of its magnitude, but its direction is totally completely off. So it's negative while I'm expecting it to be positive. So right now, as you can see, all the relationships are below 0.5. In particular, let's see the brand fit on purchase intention. Brand fit purchase intention is significant now, and parasocial on purchase intention is also very important for my research question or for the model to be connected. So now I have parasocial on purchase intention is parasocial on purchase intention is this one. All right, that's good, that's good. Now, what's not good is these two guys, they seem to be connected to only the brand fit and not to the parasocial and not even to each other. So just as a researcher, I want to look at the model fit also, just making sure, okay, the model fit is 0.89 here. It was 0.9 before. All right, but over here also approaching 0.8. These are still okay, so we can validate. This is not okay also, so there's room for improvement for this model. First thing I'm going to do before I improve anything else is collecting probably more data. So one of the things that we've done is looking into the literature, finding out if this affecting this, so we can add it as a rival model if it improves the overall performance of the model. And also it does make sense that your content value is affecting your influence. So let's take a look first at the estimate if it's in fact significant. If it's not significant, then I'm going to remove it. So now we're looking at the content value on source influence, and brand fit on source influence was rendered insignificant now. So it is a trade-off. You either, if you, because listen, content value on source influence, content value, where is it? Where are you? Content value on source influence is here significant. But on the other hand, I lost the brand fit on source influence. So you either delete this and keep this, or I looked into some literature, in fact, the other day, and I found out that some researchers are studying the effect of content on trustworthiness only. So but this is also dangerous because this looks like as if this construct is measured by 3 different constructs. So this is a very dangerous move. So instead, I'm gonna try to add this information value on the trustworthiness. Yeah? So I'm gonna add this instead and see. The loading isn't that bad, but let's see if this relationship or this hypothesis is still insignificant, and let's take a look at the model fit afterwards. So I am taking you through the process of improving the number of hypotheses to be supported, but based on the literature. As you can see here, I have information value on trustworthiness is not significant, even though it's a high loading. But on the other hand, I have the source influence and the brand fit seems to be, brand fit on source influence went back again to being significant. So it is better than putting this line over here. So I am still not ready to let go of this investigation. So I'm gonna start adding probably this and on expertise. Maybe this will enhance the, both of them will be rendered significant. So let's check this out. I am just worried to add this line from here directly. And I'm seeing here that I'm getting some relatively good loadings. Estimates. Do you guys see that? Let's take a look again. I want to see all the brand fit. Brand fit over content value over source influence are perfect. Then source influence on Parasocial is still significant. Content value on it's okay. These are all okay. Parasocial on purchase intention is significant. Brand fit on purchase intention is also significant. Content value on entertainment also significant. Okay. Information value. Okay. Brand fit. What's next? Information value on trustworthiness, information value on expertise are also significant. This means that what I've read in the literature, it does also make sense that content value has an effect on your source influence. And I'm sure we're going to find certain literature on that. But for now, for me to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hypotheses, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hypotheses to be significant without any compromisation, it does make sense also that expertise and trustworthiness is built up based on the information value that you are providing. So I'm going to keep it this way. However, I need to take a look at the model fit. And the model fit has improved, as you can see again, 0.9, 0.89, and also over here is 0.8 again. Slightly lower here, but over here is less than 3. And these guys, the RMC, are still within the limits, but P-close is alarming. We have multivariate outliers probably affecting here the model. All right, so you can see how I go through improving the model, but I needed literature. Yeah, last night I just looked at the literature very quickly and I found some researchers, in fact, studying the content value alone on the trustworthiness of a certain brand. So this has inspired thinking that maybe information value has an effect here on the expertise and the trustworthiness. All right, I'm sure we can find literature here, but for now we're gonna just leave it as is. All these are nicely done. Let's see with the presence of these two if we can push it at least and get this to be significant on Parasocial. Let's just try. You never give up. So let's try to see the content value on Parasocial here. Not very bad loading anymore. You see even the loading here has been enhanced. But let's take a look if it is significant. So that would be looking for content value on Parasocial. So this is content value on information value, no? It's not significant. It is not significant. So that is not significant though. I want to see if this will be significant if we add this to. Again. Oh no, do you see? So this loading isn't helping. It's giving me now negative. I want to run the model also keeping this. It's a nice loading. This loading has been lowered. So, and this is also, I don't need this really. I really don't need this. It's too much of a literature now to look, and it is complicating the model really. I don't need this really. This is investigation that wastes your time. But I'm just going to take a look here very quickly. As you can see here, brand fit on source influence has now being not significant. So many things is collapsing and being insignificant and so forth. So we don't need that relationship. We don't have to just add lines with no theoretical backing. We need to back it by the literature. All right, very good, very good, very good. So now this is a very good model fit. It does make sense here. I like it. I have brand fit, which is the main research question. What is the effect of the influencer credibility through their content value and source influence? What is their impact on purchase intention through the parasocial relationship? So what's the impact of the influencer's credibility? The influencer's credibility on purchase intention through the parasocial relationships in the presence of the role of, or what is the role of the brand fit in the on the effect of the social media influencer credibility, the effect of that credibility on the purchase intention of their audience through the parasocial relationship, yeah, through building a parasocial relationship. So this is measuring the credibility of the social media influencer. What is the effect of this on the purchase intention through the parasocial relationship building? And we're investigating here the role of the brand fit. So this is the contribution. What's the role of brand fit? It would have been really nice if we could get these, at least even this, to be significant, this path to be significant. That would be really nice, because that would be the mediating role. Because here parasocial is, we are investigating the mediating role of source influence on purchase intention and within the role of the brand fit, yeah, or the presence of brand fit in this relationship. I really hope that we can render this significant, but so far we are not. It's also very lower this loading here. But I am ready to get rid of the brand fit on purchase intention, and more keen to keeping the this relationship if possible. Why? Because this is more relevant to the research question. So always keep the research question present in the back of your mind. So over here, we unfortunately having the parasocial on purchase intention, brand fit on purchase intention, and also the source on influence on purchase intention. So the one that we just added is not adding up. However, I'm just going to add lastly is here. So we're going to say the brand fit is affecting the credibility here, and thus this is affecting its purchase intention through the parasocial relationship. This is a smoother research question, that the brand fit is affecting the credibility of the influencer, and thus this is affecting the purchase intention through the mediation effect of the parasocial relationships. And this is really what the research is about. But I am not sure if we're going to get it to be significant, maybe due to the small data set, not because our research is not solid or the literature is not solid. And over here, unfortunately, parasocial and purchase intention is, again, it is not significant. And that is really saddening. So maybe this might help, even though I don't think so. We got it really bad. Oh yeah, it is very, very... but this is supposed to be the model without any... As you can see here, still, parasocial, social, and purchase intention is not significant, and the same. Oh man, source influence on purchase intention is not significant, and the same applies to the content value. There is here very unfortunate lost relationships here. So in any case, this is the perseverance of a researcher to investigate. And honestly, if it is, if it's, of course, I'm hoping to intend to publish this work, but I'm not going to publish it this as is right now. This would be just sufficient for my student thesis, but we need to try to get this question. This is the main question: is how is this the influencer credibility is affecting the purchase intention of their audience through the parasocial relationship building in the presence or absence, or the effect of the brand fit, on the influencer credibility to influence the purchase intention of their followers in the presence of the parasocial relationship. And this is very saddening that we can't get this relationship to be significant and the hypothesis to be supported. So for this purpose, we're going to just say we are going to investigate the brand fit impact also on the purchase intention and its impact on the credibility of the influencer. And we're going to talk about how the credibility of the influencer or the source influence effect on the purchase intention of audience through, not the mediating effect, but we say it's affecting the purchase intention. So we can now, for the thesis, we can say the main research questions are as follows: the effect of the brand fit on the purchase intention and its effect on the influencer's credibility. Then we're going to talk about the effect of the influencer's credibility or the source influence on the parasocial relationships, and the effect of the parasocial relationship on the purchase intention. So that makes it very nice. That makes very nice three main research questions. So unfortunately, our research does not answer broader or the research questions that we intended at the very beginning, which is the effect of the influencer credibility on purchase intention of followers within the mediating effect of the parasocial relationships, and in the presence of brand fit and its influence on the influencer credibility and purchase intention. So at least this question is still as is. What is the effect of the brand fit on the purchase intention of the followers, as well as its effect on the credibility of the influencer through its effect on the content value and the source influence. So that is nice two research questions. The first one pertaining the followers, the brand fit effect on the purchase intention of the followers of the influencer. Second one is the brand fit effect on the content value and the source influence, which are the conceptualizing the credibility of the influencer. Then the effect of the source influence on the parasocial relationship. And you can also probably add this in your research, because it does make sense that these two together should influence this, and then you say it's not supported. So you need to say the second research question is the effect of the influencer credibility conceptualized through the two dimensions, content value and source influence, on the parasocial relationships. Yeah. And then the third research question will be the role of the parasocial relationship, on the purchase intention. And then when you're doing the presentation, you say we want to investigate either the mediating role, as you can see here. You can add the lines and say they are not supported within my research, or you say the direct role as well. So either the mediating role of parasocial on the purchase intention, mediating role through the parasocial having the content, the influencer credibility, but we couldn't get that to be done. And then we say the role of the parasocial on the purchase intention. Okay, so this is the initial model, and then you will find out that this is not significant. So you will say this hypothesis is not supported. So this is how you think about, and here the model fit is not bad really. It's the bestest that we were able to get so far. And as you can see here, this content value on parasocial is probably not significant. So you say this is not supported. And this shows that your research questions and the model here is more stable. When you are deleting this, everything is still going to be significant. The only thing that renders the model unstable is content value on purchase intention and the mediating role, if you're looking at the mediating role. But let's change the research question to the direct role of parasocial on the purchase intention. Other researchers has succeeded in explaining the mediating role, but in our case here, with our limited data points, we are happy that we can at least answer a certain question, which is the direct role of the parasocial on the purchase intention. All right, so this is really good. All right, so I hope this video has helped you understand what kind of main questions, how to rephrase and reframe the main questions of your research, and also present in a very positive light your findings and your very hard work by showing that you got here very significant supported hypotheses over here, and then looking at the second step is looking at this relationship on the parasocial. So this would be another hypothesis, another line of hypothesis. So the first line is brand fit on purchase intention. Then the second question of research is pertaining to other hypotheses, which is a brand fit on content value, brand fit on source influence. Then the second wave or the second layer is these guys on parasocial. Unfortunately, this is not supported. So you can explain that in the results, this is not supported. Then you're going to talk about the second wave is this and this on the purchase intention. And you just say that you can just not, you can add these as saying that with the mediating effect here. So you want to see the since this was not supported content value on parasocial, of course there's no mediation effect of parasocial on purchase intention, and also this is not supported so far. So this is led us to, you can tell your story that this led us to investigate more literature, and in the literature we found out that these are here connected, but we still, you show your perseverance, you show how hard work you've done. And then you say, okay, at least adding these two lines of hypotheses and investigating more literature has led this to be stable and has led this to be significant at all times. This is a very nice loading here, but unfortunately also we could not answer a more advanced question of the mediating effect of parasocial on the source influence on purchase intention. However, we were able to answer the question of the parasocial directly on purchase intention and the effect of source influence on that. All right, so over here, as you can see, we couldn't get this to be significant, so we're just gonna let go. Parasocial on purchase intention and also now source influence on purchase intention are not significant, so we couldn't get this mediating relationship to be happening, unfortunately. What's going to happen if, for example, we get rid of parasocial? We don't want to investigate the parasocial mediating effect. So let's say that you don't want to just say, I couldn't get these to be, to explain. I don't want to let go of explaining the second layer here, which is content value on purchase intention and source influence on purchase intention. If you still want to show perseverance, you could take a look at the direct relationship without the parasocial. So this is also valid, that you say, for this purpose, I'm just going to take a look at how these affecting the purchase intention without the presence of parasocial. And then that would be a separate research question of parasocial on purchase intention. This is really bad, as you can see. So seems like in our data set, maybe if we get the source influence here affecting the parasocial, that would be source influence affecting the purchase intention, that would be big, but I doubt it even. So just in the, yeah, as you can see here, source influence on purchase intention is almost significant. So we can get rid of this, or if you want, if we add this, it doesn't make sense because we have these two. So let's try again. It's still in the negative, so they are not really good. Let's try getting rid of these two and try again. So I'm showing you how I'm trying different possibilities, and I know that you all already got this. It's still in the negative. So this means, let me take a look now. This is, as you can see here, brand fit now on source influence is gone. And I think it is gone because we got rid of that, those two relationships between the information value over the expertise and the trustworthiness. Also, brand fit on purchase intention is gone. Source influence in purchase intention is still insignificant. So, at least we tried, right? So we have tried. So let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this because there's not much of theoretical packing here that I found, but I found some maybe line of research here. So let's put these together and let's investigate this relationship. So basically your story is this guy is affecting this guy is affecting these two, and then you're saying that this is affecting this. This is why it's in the study, because this is affecting this, and then this is affecting this. So having somehow a relationship between this and this is of a paramount importance. So let's get the estimates here. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Hopefully everything is significant now. It's still not significant. The brand fit over purchase intention is not significant. And also source influence is not significant. So that is really saddening that we couldn't even get any model to explain the purchase intention here. I'm trying my best. Okay. Eventually we got it. So this model, for example, we have a brand fit on content value is significant. Brand fit on source influence is significant. This is the first layer. The second layer is source influence on purchase intention is now significant. So basically, this is probably a very nice model to explain here that there is a direct relationship between source influence on purchase intention with the influence of brand fit. If you want to start your modeling and you're answering your questions one by one, you could also investigate one thing. Here is, I'm gonna do one last thing that a researcher also might be curious about, is getting rid of brand fit, all right? Just answering the question without even a brand fit and investigating here. I forgot to look into the model fit, really, of the previous model, but hopefully it is just as good. Wait a minute. Let's move this nicely here. So you might be hoping to start like that. You want to see if these guys are affecting the purchase intention first and foremost. So you look into this model first, if you want, and take a look. And now you're getting the positive relationship over here. However, the loading, I'm really worried. I am not sure if it is going to be significant here. Let's take a look. So answering this question, you might say that my research can answer this question, but in the absence of a brand fit and the parasocial relationships. So this means, content value and purchase intention is still insignificant, but source influence is significant. So still, you can also say, I don't know why. Really, I still don't know why this is happening. I'm gonna also get rid of these, maybe. Let's see what happens. What happened now? It's not running. Maybe I don't need these two, right? Maybe we can add also the covariance. Something now is happening here. It's just we have some problems here. The model is not running, it's unidentified or something. Now it's running. But look, it's the same problem here. This is not supported. Anyway, it's in the negative, so I'm going to get rid of this and see how it is like. Oh, there's a problem here now. Okay, iteration limits has right here 500 and see what happens. Proceed. Again, we still have the problem, huh? Still we're having a problem. So I would say, all right, let's just add these. This will render this relationship negative. So I better, this is the importance of always reviewing literature, and this will affect this, and this will affect this. And see if this is at least rendered positive, even though it is insignificant, it's all right. I added the iterations here very high, 500 or 5000 rather, so this is taking too long. I should have corrected the iteration, but I'm just gonna let it be for now. All right, so now this looks better. So you can see the importance here of adding these two relationships. So we have here 0.13, 0.35, even though it is not supported, but it's looking good at least. It's within the expected direction. Wait a minute, we need the standardized and the significance here. And yeah, we are expecting this content value on purchase intention to be insignificant, or right, no problem. But the source influence, on the other hand, on purchase intention, as you can see, it's highly significant, and everything else is also significant. So this will be also a model, but it's not very high fit. But over here, it's not bad, really. It's really not bad, these ratings. This is also above 0.8. So as you can see, the lower the dimensions and the lower the items for the number of data points collected improves the model fit here. This is almost 7.9 and the other one is 7.6. So this is why I don't like to take a look at these and take them for granted. Also over here, this is really bad over here. So it is because of the presence of this relationship over here. So if we get rid of this relationship, which is insignificant, and run the model again, hopefully we are going to get better results. So, oh, it's not running at all. It's not running at all. Okay, so we need to keep it and report it as is. Okay. So as a researcher, you can say, okay, since I couldn't answer you don't have to do it in your thesis. I'm just explaining to you. If you want to show perseverance and all that, I'm just explaining to you. We don't have that much time, and you're not. You can accept my help. Also, I can do it. So we can just say that we also investigated to answer this question in the absence, and we still couldn't find a significant relationship here, but we found a significant relationship from running through from source influence to purchase intention. So you can answer still your question again and reassure that we also couldn't get it in the absence of brand fit and the parasocial relationships. Going back to the main model over here, finally we are saying that this is, I think this is insignificant, right? This is insignificant. So this is one research question, one hypothesis. This is second research question, two hypotheses were found. The third research question over here, was not supported, and this is also was not supported, right guys? This one here is not supported. Let's take a look. So unfortunately, the third research question, which also pertaining to different hypotheses, as you can see, the source influence over purchase intention, source influence over parasocial, source influence over purchase intention was also not supported. So to answer the second research question, if these have an influence on purchase intention, we opted to plot the relationship simply in the absence of brand fit and parasocial, and we have found out that again this is not supported, but in fact this is supported. All right. We also tried to put the covariance. We tried to get rid of these, put the covariance. We tried to keep these with the covariance. It didn't work out. The only thing that we didn't try really is putting a direct relationship between content value and source influence. I need to fix the iteration here in this model because it's taking too long. In any case, this is when you're talking about discussion. So this is not the results chapter. This is maybe the discussion chapter. So over here, let me just fix the iterations. It's giving us a headache. So over here, unfortunately, this is not significant, but this is significant. And you keep it as is because this is how the model was like. So this is how the literature you found and the model was found. So don't put an direct line unless you found the literature. So if you found the literature, then all right. Definitely, but we shouldn't put the line and as it is suiting us, not as it's suiting us based on the literature. So let's say that you found the literature. I'm not sure if you do. I personally haven't found the literature, and this sounds like as if it's a relationship of this over this with a mediating role of source influence. Here negative, so it's not working out. So good, this means that my literature is probably, and what I'm telling you about here. Now we can run it. So this is the second question. So you can say, now we couldn't answer the second question of the research with our model as is, but we put this together, and this is not significant again, but this is significant. All right. And why we are doing this? Because in the main model here, in the main model over here, we couldn't get this to be significant. But in the absence of these two, it was significant. This means that we have issues with the model fit and the number of items. This is what I'm telling you. When we have less items in this model, we were able to get this to be significant. So this might be your explanation. Yeah. So in this model, because we have much more items here for our data sample, we couldn't get this to be significant. All right. And then I remember we also did investigate. This is some video too. What we are investigating here. Let's get rid of the brand fit, for example. in this model and see if this is in the presence of parasocial, we can get a mediating effect. So we can answer the direct effect of source influence on purchase intention in a separate model. And if you want, you can also show perseverance here. It's not running, so we're running into problems here. So let's see. Maybe I need to put this as 1. Let's go. I don't think so. So let's see what the problem is. Unidentified. Maybe here. Maybe? No. So we couldn't get this model to run, really. I wonder if it's just yeah, sometimes I get into this kind of technical issues. So let me just add this, for example, over here and see if it's gonna work, and this over here and see if it's gonna get to work. Yeah, it seems to be working now. So this is the second, also pertaining the second research question, content value on purchase intention, source influence on purchase intention. That was done here in this model 3, directly, and we got this to be significant. Then before that, we probably want to get also the mediating effect. So source influence here on purchase intention, but also through the parasocial content value on purchase intention. We originally didn't get it to be significant. I wonder what's going to be different with the parasocial as a mediating effect. It's very low, but at least it is also positive over here. So we are moving into the right direction. This is good loadings. This is very small loading here. So you can also show this kind of investigations if you want in your thesis. So, of course, here this is broken. This is content value on purchase intention is broken, but source influence here on purchase intention is still significant. And how about source influence on parasocial? Source influence on parasocial is also significant. So now in the discussion section, get rid of this. Which one? Oh, this was the lowest, right? Get rid of this if you want, and run this and see if it's gonna run. I don't think it's gonna run. We didn't get it to run before. So just get rid of, for example, is it not gonna run here also? It's probably not gonna run here. Okay, so now we are investigating the second question. These two on purchase intention directly, these two on purchase intention through parasocial. This relationship was insignificant, so we got rid of it. So now we want to see if actually all this, there's no mediation role, really. Yeah. Okay, so for this not to have a significant relationship and the model is not running, I don't need all this. I just need this on these, and let's run the model. Even in the previous model. So now, okay, let's see, it's still not good probably. Still no good. Parasocial and purchase intention here. So we couldn't, in all means, we couldn't uh, um, we couldn't check the mediating effect here, really. This is very low, so it's not going to be, and this has been rendered very low. So this is not going to be really a very good move. Let's see if this is affecting this. I wonder. Let's check. Still, it is not. So we couldn't. We couldn't. We have tried certain different topologies here, and we couldn't get to explain the mediating effect of parasocial on the mediating effect of parasocial on from source influence to purchase intention. So even with this model, as you can see, so basically we can only show the direct relationship here. I don't think we need this one here. So we can show the direct relationship over here from the purchase the source influence on the purchase intention is still supported. This is not supported still. And also we can optional, we can show that even within the absence of brand fit, this kind of topology also didn't work out. Even if you want to get rid of this whole thing here, and you just want to focus on the significant relationships, which is source influence on purchase intention through parasocial, it's also broken. We couldn't get it to work. This will be insignificant. It's anyway, it's negative. So this means we have a presence of outliers, mostly. Let me get the other data set and check it. Less negative, okay. So so we have a presence of multivariate outliers, but if we get rid of so many outliers, we're going to affect our model fit. And this is just for the thesis, but we need to collect more data. So now we can see now let me just standardize all the data sets here. And also we can show that we couldn't get that relationship either with the, either you decide to keep this like that. I think you should just keep this like that and you just show that we couldn't get it. But over here we're getting it with the negative. So it's really better that you still you still show the content value in there. So we better just show here the content value. Oh man, there's so much work I need to be doing now, so I'm not gonna do that. So basically we're just gonna take this file, I'm gonna give you all these files, and this will be video 4. So over here we are just gonna, we need the parasocial, didn't we? There's a plugin to copy things. In any case, we can just show the direct relationship like that, and then for the indirect relationship through the parasocial, we can just in the main model over here, we can yeah, let's do it right, you know. I'm gonna just put it as video 4. So we can show it this way. We are going to get rid of brand fit in the absence of brand fit now. And we are going to show this like that. And this is it. And that's it. So this would be the indirect relationship, and it's not going to work, right? No, it's not. So we're going to add this one like that. Okay. So we're going to add this like this and say that, or even to make it best, we are investigating in the second question of the research. We are investigating this on this directly, this on this directly, and this on this with the mediating effect of social, parasocial, the same. This on this with the mediating effect of parasocial, with the absence of the brand fit. And let's see what happens, we say, because we have issues with the sample. And now it's so obvious that this is not supported, but let's take a look at the others. So as expected here, we have the parasocial on oh no, not as expected. So as expected, source influence on parasocial, no, and here content value, no. So we can just say, we can just get rid of one of these relationships, which is this one, and run the model. And then hopefully the parasocial here will be significant, because we need the parasocial to be significant, but it will never be significant, I think, and we couldn't get the mediating effect. Yeah, parasocial on purchase intention is not significant, as well as source influence on purchase intention is not significant. This is because there is no mediating effect here. So as you can see, there is no mediating effect. We got it here. We got it with the presence of content value. If we get rid of this, the model will not run anymore. So if we get rid of this, as you can see here, I don't think the model will run. Okay. So over here, let's investigate if we can answer any question about indirect relationship over here. All right, it's still insignificant. Parasocial on purchase intention is insignificant, and also these guys got broken, and also the what about source influence on purchase intention here? Yes, very good. Source influence on parasocial is okay. Source influence on all its measures is okay. Parasocial on purchase intention is broken. And where is source influence on purchase intention? Am I not seeing it right? Where's source influence on purchase intention? It's insignificant. So this means that there is no mediation effect that we could answer. All right? This means no mediation effect that we could answer. So we can also look into this and say we cannot answer this. Over here, we've done the same thing without without also the you don't need this. This I'm going to delete it if possible. Cannot delete it here. So you don't need this. You just need this. So you are showing the here this kind of relationship is not also significant. And over here you only can answer direct relationships. But this direct relationship is not present in our model when we have the brand fit. and the parasocial. So this direct relationship was not significant in this model, but in this model we can answer such a research question in the absence of brand fit and parasocial. Okay, the last research question is the parasocial on the purchase intention, and this is answered in this model, so no need to put it in a separate model or whatnot. This question is answered in this model for this hypothesis. This research question is also answered through these two hypotheses in this model. The third research question that has to do with the influencer credibility influence on the purchase intention of their followers is a very important question. And unfortunately, it cannot be answered through this model. So it's a very critical question. It's the core of the research, is the influencer's credibility through content value and source influence on purchase intention. So the impact of this on this, we are talking about in the presence of both brand fit and parasocial. But unfortunately, we were not able to get these two lines or these two hypotheses to be supported. So what we needed to do is, in the discussion, we're going to go and look into this here for the direct relationship, and we can answer at least the source influence on the purchase intention, and we can talk about this story of this over this on this and this. So it is up to you how you want to do the discussion. But this is one of the things that professors will ask in the presentation. This is the core, the credibility on the purchase intention. So at least we can show this model, this smaller model, in the discussion, and at the end of the presentation, and say at least we were able to see that there is a relationship. It just seems like our data, we need to collect more data, and we were running out of time, we couldn't collect more data. So we are aware of these limitations. At least as a researcher, we're not telling other researchers we deny this kind of relationship. No, we are just aware of our limitations. And of course, we found here some good relationships, so this is to our advantage. So we can answer the credibility of the influencer on purchase intention through the source influence here. This is nice, but it's not significant, and maybe also due to the sample size. All right. It could also be due to the fact that we collected data on websites, on Mediator kind of website, that people just answering surveys maybe without focusing. They answer so many surveys in 5 minutes, because in these platforms people need to answer as many surveys as possible so that other people will answer surveys for them, and maybe they are subject to fatigue. So probably the answers also, the reliability of the answers are affected. So we can just show that we understand at least the reasons why these kind of relationships here, at least it's in the positive. When it's in the negative, this means we have outliers, we have certain issues with the cleaning of the data. But over here, things are looking not that bad. It's just not supported due to the sample size. It's unfortunate, and that's it. Okay? So this is the second research question. Now, the last research question, we were talking about the effect of the third, sorry, this is the first research question. This is the second. And now the third here is the effect of this on purchase intention. And the fourth is the effect of these two on purchase intention, but the mediating effect. So we're talking about the mediating effect of parasocial on the relationship between the credibility here and the purchase intention. However, we couldn't get this to be answered in this research, so we answering the question of the the effect of this source influence on purchase intention through the parasocial. So this is affecting this. All right, so that would be also a very nice research question to answer. If you are crazy enough to have enough time, it also would be nice to do the following. Which is, since we are just looking into these two, we're just curious. This seems to be not source influence, brand fit, this and this, and let's see if we can get this. As if the research is only about this source influence. Unfortunately, this is no good. Seems to be. Maybe this also will be rendered also insignificant. So we're still not getting what we're looking for, even with the presence of brand fit. As you can see here, brand fit on purchase intention, also no good. Purchase intention and source influence is no good as expected, but parasocial is actually still supported. So not very bad, right? Not too bad. I probably rushed into getting rid of information value. Probably should have kept information value on these two and checked maybe the relationships are any better. But let's get rid of this, for example, and see what happens, because this is also insignificant, and see if this can be done. Let's see if we can at least find a way, a topology to answer the mediating effect. Here we go. We got it. We got it. No, we didn't. It's almost there. Almost there, but no. It's still not significant. It's almost there, but it's still not significant. That is unfortunate, really. Otherwise, it would have been really interesting to get to just answer the question of the mediating effect, but in this kind of topology. If you, I'm still a little curious, so I'm going to put here, I'm going to put back, bring back information value, and that would be info. Well, wait a minute, which info? That would be info. That would be info 2, 3, and 4. Just being curious. So I'm going to bring in info 2, info 3, and info 4. Okay. And we don't need this. And here we just type in info value. And now let's just move it somewhere here. And then we have this information value affecting expertise and affecting trustworthiness. Correct? Yep. Let's just do the name unobserved variables. See if this can affect. Oh, I'm sorry. You were right. So let's just. I just would like to see if we could answer such a mediating effect. Curious about it. Okay. Bingo! We got it! No, we didn't! Over here, parasocial and purchase intention is not significant. So we are trying and trying and trying, and I think it is interesting how you don't give up and keep trying in within the research questions, answering the main research questions of the study. So let's check now and see. If we got it. No, we still haven't got it. So we tried. We tried within the data set that we've got to find out if we can get, actually this is not supposed to be here. All along, I don't know why we having that error. It's not supposed to be there. Okay. So I don't think the error will change that much at all. But let's take a look. I'm just hoping that we can get this interesting question also to be answered. But my hope is not enough. It's in fact even worse. Okay. So we're just gonna let go now. With this mediating effect, we couldn't get it to, we couldn't work it out. So we couldn't even get this kind of model to explain the mediating effect. Last thing I just want to check, maybe if we add this, even though I feel it's gonna make it probably worse. I haven't even explored this over this, if it's gonna affect it. So just let's try this over this and this over this and see if it can help. And this is it, that would be it. So I don't think it's helping. Here it's not gonna be significant. So this over this is not helping. Without this, is it helping? Because as you can see, the loading is very low. When the loading is extremely low, I can tell that this is not significant. So when the loading is super low, I would tell that it's not significant really. So I'm gonna just let be here and try the last thing, which is this, and then see if there is any interesting values or no, it's in the negative. So but let's check if these values are now significant. It's in the negative. It's just not going to be right. It's not going to be right. So no, even this is not significant. It's very surprising that the brand fit on parasocial has a negative effect. But any other relationships is significant. So let me check this out. Oh man, this is painful. Because this relationship, even though it is significant, but it doesn't match the direction we're looking for, really. So, and parasocial and purchase intention, anyway, it is not significant. So, this is the bestest that we could get, with and without that information value. So over here, I'm just gonna stop here. I'm gonna give up. That's it. We are not getting to answer this interesting question of the mediating role of the parasocial relationships on the relationship of purchase intention, on source influence on purchase intention, even though it is quite very close to being significant. But I'm just gonna stop here, unless I wanna explore one last option, which is I wanna take a look if I have any very low loadings over here. This is 78874, 8677. They're all high loadings. I also would like to see if I just get rid of these. Actually, I need theoretical packing for it anyway. So let's just check without them. There might be a better fit. That would be interesting to answer this question. So nuts. It's still the same. It's still the same. We need to look at the modification indices all the time when we're looking at the model fit. We can't just keep them from this previous typology. All right, as you can see, we are still suffering here, and no, we are not getting what we're looking for. Brand fit on source influence, it's here. Okay, source influence on parasocial, source influence on expertise. Parasocial purchase intention is still not. Source influence on purchase intention is still not significant. So we need to just give up. That's it. We tried. So that's it. So this is the second question. We can just answer the direct relationship then using this. We can only answer the direct relationship. We tried to answer the indirect relationship over here with the presence of brand fit. Without the presence of brand fit and still with the content value, we couldn't. So this mediation here with the presence of content value, no brand fit, we couldn't. Without content value with brand fit, also we couldn't. What's next? Without both of them together, we also couldn't. Isn't that true? So we tried everything, all right, and we couldn't. So basically, you don't have to report the fit of the model or anything. You just need to tell your story and say, we did this, if you want to do it visually. So we started investigating the direct. This is the third question, because the first question was brand fit over purchase intention, brand fit over these two, and we answered this in the main model. The second question was not answered in the final model. However, we put a certain model here for the discussion to explain the direct relationship, and this was verified. So our theory is all right, everything is all right. It's probably just our the data set is just not right. It's too much of a data set. If you also want file save as, let's put it video 6. If you want, not a must. Here you can just say, okay, I'm gonna get rid of these because maybe my sample size isn't that great and I have supporting literature. So I'm going to just put this and see if I can at least expand it. I need to get rid of this. I can explain this information value only rather than content value in general. So we can put this together and see that still we cannot. Information value on purchase intention wasn't also supported. Just in any case, and we couldn't get it to run also. So also this we couldn't get it to run. So we can't even explain this part on purchase intention. we couldn't. All right. So we investigated our bestest ideas of around content value and purchase intention. Even when we got rid of the entertainment, we couldn't get it to work. It would have been interesting if we can, yeah, but it's okay. So that's it. This is it. Now, you could also investigate, you saying to yourself, you know what? Some researchers for example, here, some researchers here, video 7, let's say. You can say some researchers, in fact, I have seen in the literature, looking into this relationship like that. The effect of this on this, without the second order. And I have seen it, and my students have seen it as well. Now, what we need to do is we need to get rid of this, and this, and this. And I'm not sure about this also, but I'll just keep it for now. And why did I get rid of one here? I need one here. No, I don't. Okay. This and this. Okay. And now, let's say, here we go. And the check for also all direct relationships. As you can see here, we are getting very low loadings also. So even this typology didn't give us what we're looking for. So let's get rid of these, for example, and get it to work and see what happens. Same. Entertainment value doesn't seem to be significant, and attractiveness. So it seems like, in fact, millennials nowadays don't care about the entertainment as much to follow an influencer, neither the attractiveness of the influencer. Yeah, over here also it's 0. I don't know why. So that is quite interesting. So let's take a look. It's so obvious that some of them are insignificant. So obvious. But over here, as you can see, entertainment is insignificant. As you can see, oh, this trustworthiness also. Attractiveness also. Wow. Attractiveness, okay, but trustworthiness, that is a little surprising. I would like to do something. I would like to I am curious. As a researcher, I am just curious, speaking out loud. I want to get rid of these relationships, like entertainment and attractiveness. I'm going to get rid of them because maybe we believe that entertainment, attractiveness, probably they are very weak and they are not of interest to the millennials. Still here we are seeing information value, but I do have some literature maybe here. So let's see. Still, so that is also quite dangerous. This investigation is not showing high correlation here, and this is probably why some researchers also use their parasocial relationships. So over here, as you can see, we have this is in the negative. So what happens if we add parasocial? This is why we need a parasocial. This is video 9. So with parasocial in hand here, with only these guys, what are you gonna see? Oh, sorry. Parasocial, we took parasocial 2, was it 3 and 4, and parasocial 2, 3, 5, 4, 2, 3, 5, 4. 5, parasocial 5 and 4. Okay, so let's go ahead. This is parasocial, right? And now we are going to say that these guys are affecting I could have kept them, right? These are affecting purchase intention through parasocial. Technically, we want also them to be connected to purchase intention. Okay, still we have problems here. That is quite interesting. Our data set definitely needs a lot of cleaning. Over here. It's not working, huh? Okay, still I don't see a promising investigation, so we're not gonna spend too much time here, and you don't have to mention this because it's too much. So over here, information value on parasocial, expertise on parasocial, basically all of them on parasocial, only similarity on parasocial. So that is interesting, similarity only. Information on purchase intention, no. Expertise on purchase intention, no. Trustworthy, similarity, none of them on purchase intention. All right, so only similarity here. Okay, so going back to this, probably let's add this line and see what happens. Since we found out that similarity is loading high on parasocial, let's see if this is having any effect on finding how to answer the questions of mediation, which does make sense. No, still, source influence on purchase intention is not very high. So this is still not but actually, let's take a look at similarity on parasocial. I just want to take a look on this relationship. The relationship of similarity, source influence, similarity on parasocial, it's really significant. So this really, and it does make sense because this is how you feel that they really understand you, that they, even the questions that we asked about parasocial, it's how similar you are to them. So that is quite interesting here, right? So I would just, this relationship always been making it worse, never made it better, right? Yeah, it's always made it worse, never made it better. But let me check brand here. Just curious. No, not necessarily. Okay. Last attempt. And see this, is this gonna improve anything? No, it's not gonna improve anything. So we are trying. Even though this relationship is significant, but still we couldn't get this triad to be significant. We still couldn't get it to run as a significant model. That is quite, sorry, I just wanted to say that. That's quite unfortunate, but we're trying. So going back to the main model now, we have answered this question, directly affecting purchase intention. We found out that only source influence is directly affecting purchase intention. Then we also looked at the mediating effect of this only, because this was not significant with purchase intention, also with the mediating effect. So we focused on this eventually. So we showed also these two with parasocial alone without the brand fit, and with content value, it didn't work. Without content value, also it didn't work. Without a brand fit and without content value, and also it didn't work. So we showed all topologies. This alone, it didn't work. This, and with this alone, it didn't work. This, and this, of course, this model, it didn't work. And also we tried if we just focus on information value without entertainment, it didn't work. We also tried to see if these directly influencing purchase intention, it didn't work. So it is quite hilarious here. We couldn't get it to work, but still I would like to see if anything interesting here still happens with the similarity affecting the parasocial relationship. Still, this is not significant. So this is still not significant as expected. So if you take a look at the estimates, but I am here concerned about the brand fit, the model fit. So as you can see here, this relationship similarity and parasocial also is not significant in this model. We need more data, because it seems like in certain models, yeah. Okay. So this relationship is not doing us good. And I haven't seen any research, in fact. Actually, this relationship, yeah, is not doing us good. Okay. All right. So with this, we can report that this, in fact, insignificant. So we can't answer the mediating effect. We tried so many different topologies. We can put in the discussion some of them, but so far, as you can see, all the relationships are significant except the parasocial here, because of this, and this also has been broken because of this relationship. So we need to get rid of this relationship, and that will be our last question. So the last question here is parasocial on purchase intention, and thus we can say that content value over here, or we start here the story, brand fit is affecting content value and affecting source influence. Content value through information value is affecting certain dimensions of source influence. This is affecting this, and this is affecting this. And of course, there is an effect between this and this, but unfortunately, we couldn't get also this to work out. So this is the model that has all the relationships or all the hypotheses being supported, and they answer kind of broad questions here. Everything is supported. We couldn't also get this relationship to be significant. So in a sense, we couldn't see evidence that the brand fit is affecting the parasocial relationships, because when we ran it, we got 0.16 and in the negative also. So that is not necessarily meaningful to us, really. Even here it's in the negative, right? The brand fit on parasocial, it's in the negative, as you can see, and it is not significant. So just retrieving. Okay, So that's it. This is answering, stating the research questions along with the hypotheses, connecting the research main questions with the hypotheses. And over here, we couldn't answer this third research question on this model, but we created another model. As you guys remember, over here, we created, this model that answers this relationship directly. And then to answer the relationship of the mediation relationship, if any, we can just drop that and say, we don't ask questions about the mediation effect. But if one of the examiners asks us about the mediation effect here, then we can keep some typologies ready on a piece of paper, just copy and paste so that they can see very easily that we in fact investigated the relationship here with the presence of the triad, with the presence of content value. It didn't work out. Then we investigated it without the presence of content value with the brand fit. We don't need this also here. And also it did not work. And we investigated it without even the brand fit or information value. No, this is something different, isn't it? Yeah, it's something different. So it didn't work out. So we also investigated it, I'm sorry, here. So without the brand fit, we investigated it over here. So without the brand fit with content value, it didn't work out. Without also content value and with brand fit, it didn't work out. And also we investigated it alone. Where is the one alone? I think I just we investigated it alone here too. So we investigated it also without either one of them. It didn't work out. We investigated it without the second order, and also it didn't work out. So we tried all typologies. So we tried without the second order. Also, we can also mention that for information value, we tried without the second order, and also it did not work out. However, we didn't try something interesting here, which is a second order here, but no second order there. So we haven't tried something like this. Over this is source influence. We haven't tried source influence kept as is. Yeah. We haven't tried source influence like this, affecting purchase intention, and this is as is like that. It's not working also. Oh, all right. Maybe because one of these is supposed to be one. So as you can see, that's a check. At least if we can get information value to load somehow on purchase intention, that would be nice. No, information value didn't load, and entertainment value also didn't load. But other values, all of them, similarity, trustworthiness, and all that, they loaded very nicely as a second order. But as a first order, they didn't load nicely on purchase intention. But as a second order, they loaded nicely. Now, my student, to say the truth, my student, but she doesn't have a literature, but she originally was investigating the brand fit as part of the content value. So let's try this but this is dangerous. What I'm doing right now is dangerous. No need. No. And we tried it initially. Yeah, we tried it initially and it didn't work out. So that the brand fit is part of enhancing the content value. But the brand fit includes questions also about the fit of the image of the influencer and the brand, not only the content. So this has to be taken into consideration, that it's not part of this. And we tried it earlier, and this is why we changed it, because also looking at the questions, it wasn't making sense. So we tried this, and this is also really good investigation because it shows us that these are solidated together, concrete. But now we have a problem with these together, really. So entertainment value is not giving us a nice loading. It's always giving us very low loading. It's maybe either that it is not very important for millennials nowadays, or I'm not sure about that. So even if we get rid of this, for example, and keep it like that, seems like it's not going to give us still a significant, I'm not sure. It looks good, but let's take a look at the significance here of the hypotheses. You see, we're still having problems. So we've done our best. But this is also nice investigating, that is showing us that, as you can see here, these are concrete to be all under a second order model. And this is it. We are done. So basically, again, research question 1, hypothesis supported. Research question 2, the 2 hypotheses were supported. Research question here, 1, 2, and research question 3, these 2 hypotheses were not supported, but one of them was supported in this model. If you guys remember, we put them together in this model, so one of them was supported on a separate model in the discussion section. Then to also further investigate if we don't need the second order, we actually eventually found out that we still need the second order for these guys together to be loading significantly on purchase intention, but information value and also entertainment value, both of them. I have a model here, information value alone, so I should have not deleted it. So anyway, a model with information value and entertainment value on purchase intention alone without the second order also was not loading significantly on purchase intention. Now, the last research question, which was the research question of the credibility of the influencer, the mediating effect, or the effect of parasocial relationships on the credibility of the influencer on the purchase intention. So it's a mediating role of the parasocial relationship on the relationship of the credibility of the influencer on the purchase intention. We could not find any evidence in our data set to show that. However, we showed the direct relationship in this model, as you can see. And also we showed the story here that brand fit is affecting this and affecting these two. And then content value through information value is affecting expertise and trustworthiness. And then source influence affected from brand fit. Source influence affected from information value here is in fact affecting the parasocial relationship, and parasocial is affecting the purchase intention. However, we couldn't get this to be significant so that we can show mediating role, because we tried, as you guys know, we tried here this relationship without a brand fit, but with this. we tried this relationship without the content value with brand fit, and it didn't work out. And eventually also, we tried this relationship without either one of them, and also it did not work out. So we just couldn't get this mediating effect, or in particular, this relationship to be significant in the presence of the parasocial, in the presence of parasocial and content value, in the presence of parasocial and the brand fit. So we tried, we couldn't get it, but we got this model that tells us the following story, that brand fit is affecting the content value, brand fit is affecting the source influence, and content value is affecting source influences through the expertise and trustworthiness, and then source influence is affecting parasocial, and then is affecting the purchase intention. We had also another story. We had a story saying that no, not this story. The original story. I think it was something like that. Brand fit is affecting content, content is affecting source, brand fit is affecting source, influence, this affecting this, this affecting this. We had also this kind of story. But with this story, I think this one was insignificant, right? Let me just check the insignificance. Brand fit on source influence. This one is insignificant. So this was found to be insignificant. So the story was brand fit affecting content value is affecting source influence affecting parasocial is affecting the purchase intention. So that is the story that we've got also. So this is the story that my student got, and we need backing from the literature for it. So we have two stories right now that we need backing from the literature for, and over here we have everything being now significant, right? Yeah. So we have two kind of stories. We have this story that this research question is answered. This research question, brand fit over the credibility, only the content value, and not supported for the source influence. Then content value is affecting the source influence. Then source influence is affecting parasocial, and parasocial is affecting the purchase intention. So this is another second story. In this story, we have one hypothesis, two hypotheses, 3, 4, and 5. So we have 5 hypotheses to be supported. Out of how many? Out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 8, which is not a very bad number. Now this other one, with this one, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Also 8 other hypotheses. These are not hypotheses per se. These are supposed to be part of our literature review. And if we can find evidence. If we can't find evidence, then it's okay. Both of the models, we need to find evidence here on this and over this. Or in the other model, we need to find evidence on content, value, and source influence. So whichever model you find a very good literature backing for it, you can go with it. Because this model, for example, out of 8 hypotheses, we have 1, 2, 3 supported, 4, and 5. So it's the same number of hypotheses being supported. So it doesn't matter. It's up to you which research model you would like to go for, depending on the literature review that you have ready in hand. Okay? All right.